A lot of you guys should remember Jason Cammisa, right? For those who don't, a couple of years back, the guy did a review of Tesla's Cybertruck, got viciously attacked by a very small subset of his audience who claimed that Tesla must have paid him off to say positive things about the vehicle, its performance, its handling, its design, its engineering. Because how on earth could a car guy possibly have positive things to say about a piece of shit electric vehicle? That looks like a triangle. To his credit, Jason continues to say things that are true and accurate about Tesla vehicles. Recently spent some time with the Model S. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, an insight around Tesla's decision-making process.
So they put me in the room with them and I got to ask every question. And so they answered the reason Model S is going out of production is, he did not say this. I'm reading between the lines here because they're...
Okay, that is an important caveat. It's not actually what was said, but what he thinks they meant. So let's just keep that in mind.
They have to be very careful what they say. The cost to re-engineer Model S to continue to comply with all safety and crash regulations would be greater than to start over. And I think that's a dying segment, like the luxury car segment. You can look at the volumes of Model 3 and Y versus S and X, and you see you're better off spending the money on developing.
Now, there may be a grain of truth in what Jason suggested there. Probably not the whole truth. I'd be kind of surprised if that was the only reason. But I suspect that what he was hearing from Franz and Lars of Tesla was valid in that because Model S and also X, which we'll consider part of the same platform, the S and X, are such low volume vehicles, Tesla could and now has deleted them and there'll be no meaningful impact on Tesla financially, despite the fact that they are highly profitable products. Having the additional complexity in your business, the additional mental overhead, when you have an absolutely dominant vehicle platform, the 3/Y, carrying the company, it makes very little sense to continue to engineer, to iterate, to update, to improve, to refine, to manufacture a low volume vehicle, even if it's highly profitable. In fact, a number of years ago, I said Tesla could get rid of the Model S and X and it would have moved the needle. And that's exactly what's happened. This is a very interesting insight into Tesla's mentality as a company. I've said it before, I'll say it again. As a company, you have limited resources. And I'm not just talking about money. You have limited factory footprints. You have a limited number of big brain engineers, of manufacturing experts. You must allocate your resources as efficiently as possible. If Tesla didn't have the 3 and Y, then of course, keep making the Model S and X, they're your only products. But that's not the situation Tesla finds themselves in today. I suspect what actually occurred with the conversation between Jason, Lars and Franz was they were pointing out that because Model S and X are fairly low volume vehicles, they require an absolutely enormous amount of fucking around and time, which diverts engineers away from their core products, the 3 and Y. So making changes and updates, it's just a pain in the ass. Too much complexity. Delete. How many other companies could you think of that would voluntarily delete an extremely profitable, well-known product line, let alone two, the S and X? Time to watch a couple of highlights from the full video, the history of Tesla's Model S.
I know, things are crazy right now, but this episode is not about a person. I'm not going to mention a single name. It's not about politics, and it's definitely not about whether you love or hate electrification.
Oh man, this is not off to a great start. Why do you have to be so scared of an extremely small slice of utterly deranged lunatics raging in your comment section because Elon bad? Most people don't give a flying fuck, bro. You don't even need to say this at the start of the video. Who cares? Imagine being this scared of your own audience. By the way, a very, 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 very small, vocal and deranged subset of your own audience. At the very beginning of the video, I know, things are getting crazy. Oh, don't say Elon bad. I'm not even going to say it. Just don't get angry in the comments, okay? It's not about Elon. This is fucking weak, bro. Jason, please, just grow a pair. Who cares? Let the lunatics be crazy. You're not going to change their minds or opinions. You don't need to caveat at the very beginning of the video. Oh, don't say Elon bad. Remember, you can't reason with lunatics. Anyway, let's get into the good stuff.
In our minds, all Model S's are the same car. But look closely, and it's going to take you a long time to find a single part that is the same between these two cars. When I say these cars aren't the same, I'm not just talking about things you can see. I'm talking about everything, like, for example, the entire propulsion system, or the entire low-voltage electrical system, or the entire suspension and braking system, or even the actual structure of the car. And there wasn't one moment where all of these changes happened. The changes were continual. This car consists of roughly 5,000 parts. This car, only 3,000. That parts reduction was there to simplify everything from assembly to service. And here's the crazy part. Of the parts that remain, just 3% of them are shared with the original. For perspective here, when a car company comes out with an all-new generation of cars, typically 50% of the old parts carry over. This is just 3.
No doubt every Tesla investor watching this already knows that. A lot of people in the general public may not. But Tesla has a completely different model to producing a product, a vehicle, than the rest of the industry. Constant improvement and iteration. As I was mentioning earlier, this requires a lot of engineering effort and energy, hence delete these products since they're such low volumes. Occasionally, I'll hear a truly brain-dead comment from an analyst, a money manager, claiming that Tesla's Model 3 or Model Y or Model S and X are out of date. They haven't been updated. They're stale. These people are fucking brain-dead retards who have no idea what they're talking about. Just because the product's name is the same, e.g. Model Y, does not mean the vehicle is the same that was rolling off production lines 3, 6, 9, 12, 24, 48 months ago, because they're not. Tesla is the only company producing high volumes of vehicles, internal combustion or electric, that has this process of constant iteration, improvement, and innovation. They don't have a single model year release that with no change. They're always looking for ways to improve the product, reduce parts, reduce costs, improve performance, improve features, improve functionality. And as a result, over time, the premium versions of the Model 3 and Y have crept so far up the feature list that they now are essentially superior to the top-of-the-line Model S and X just a few years ago for a fraction the cost. Another reason why you can delete S and X. And imagine being any company on the planet that is not Tesla trying to sell vehicles to the same customers on the same planet that Tesla is selling vehicles, where instead of having one model year per year and that's it, Tesla is constantly improving their products, improving the performance, the features, the functions, and simultaneously driving the cost down and passing those cost savings on to consumers. Is it any wonder that Model Y is the world's most dominant vehicle? 3 years in a row. On to the next clip.
Battery buck is a currency that Tesla's engineers use to calculate the number of dollars that it would have to add or subtract to the battery in order to make up for the range effect of a certain feature. So, let's say a supplier cooks up a low rolling resistance wheel bearing that costs significantly more than a traditional one. They'd pitch it to a traditional car company, and that pitch would go to the chassis engineers, who would say, not interested, the existing wheel bearings already meet our specifications. And that's because the chassis engineers don't care about efficiency. That's the job of the powertrain department. And that's also how you kill all forward progress. At Tesla, there is no specification other than saying every part needs to be optimized and there better not be a better part. And maybe the new wheel bearings would reduce rolling drag from 4 Newton meters to 0.9, and they would cost $2 extra per car, but that would give it 10 miles of additional range. Well, how much battery would I need to go 10 more miles? Figure almost 3 kilowatt hours, and that would cost like $400. And then I would have to carry that extra mass around, which means bigger tires and brakes and more structure. And so the real cost for 10 more miles of range could be $500 per car. 500 battery bucks. So I guess the 2 extra actual bucks for the upgraded wheel bearings seems like a bit of a bargain now, doesn't it?
Credit to Jason here for extracting such a great insight. I've never heard about battery bucks before, but it does go to show the different way that Tesla engineers think about their products. Highly recommend you guys check out the full video. Link will be in the description. Some great insights in there. Credit to Jason for spending time with Lars and Franz of Tesla. I believe he was only allocated 45 minutes, but ended up getting 3 hours. We got some great insights here into how Tesla engineers and designers think and operate, what separates them for the rest of the industry. Well done, Jason. I'm just going to read their announcement post with this full video. Tesla never stopped developing the Model S. Revelations with Jason Cammisa. The Tesla Model S is the most significant car of the last 75 years. It entered production as Car of the Year winner, but never stopped improving. The world's first software-defined car was continually upgraded in both hardware and software, so that the final signature edition shares little more than its name and skin with the original. This is the story of the Tesla Model S. Again, highly recommend you guys check it out. Link in description. Want more content? Early access? A bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.